Here's a quick vid to show you how to fix that thing. A little help from Blair. So this is a Breville, and I'm looking at the back of the unit. What I had to do to get in here was take off some screws around the outside here, the underneath. I took off the rails or the feet. There's a rubber foot there, rubber foot there. You might check them periodically because these get rusty, and I had to actually use a, I forget what they're called, thing to get the drill bits out when the heads are all rusted off. So it was a pain to do that, but it didn't take me long because I had all the tools, all the equipment. But once you get inside, like I said, it doesn't really take too much to get in here, probably about 10 or 12 screws. You're looking at the back of the unit. Here's a good shot of the whole thing. This tube right here comes out of this point right here. When these tubes are new, they're all kind of white, but you'll see sometimes it'll look even, I'm going to say darker white, if that makes sense. It's a more pronounced white. Typically that's going to be because you have scale built up on the inside of there. Daddy. He's in Lakeland. So what you have to do is, I think this one can clog and this one can clog. I mean, technically all of them can clog. I'm going to check this one in a second because it looks pretty dark white right here. But this is the main culprit right here. So what I did, this is very easy to remove. Hold on, sweetie. Let's take this one for example. This is a little pin that you remove. You just use some little pliers like this, and I'll pull it out for you. Just pull it right out. You see that? That clip holds it in. When you pull that out, and I will show you what happens when you pull that out, just so you know. But they're all going to be like this. When you pull this out, there's going to be an O-ring on there. Well, it of course didn't come out. Maybe you can see it in there. That O-ring inside there typically comes out with it, but since it didn't, we're just going to go ahead and put it right back in there. Actually, I'm not going to put it in yet, but to close it, to put it back, you just put that clip right back down in that crack. So very simple to get them out. Put them back in. Make sure the O-ring's on it when you put it back in so it's in the right position. Otherwise, it could be crammed in there the wrong way when you put the hose back in, and there could be a leak. We don't want to leak. Leak would then cause there to not be pressure also. But mainly what this problem was today was this hose comes out of here and goes down into here. This thing moves, by the way, it swivels. It's very nice that it does that, easy to get it out. But the hose was going down into there, and scale builds up inside that thing. I had it cleaned. I cleaned it out using, so my daughter has all these different kind of sippy cups, and they all come with these little pipe cleaners on a long stick. So I was able to stick that in there, kind of turn it around in circles, make sure there's nothing in there. That's pretty clean. However, this thing was totally blocked. And so at first I put the pipe cleaner in there. On this side I could get it in. On this side it was totally blocked. Oops. This side was totally blocked. So what I had to do was use some little drill bits that I had in the garage. I used the smallest drill bit. I stuck it down in there and just started drilling back and forth, back and forth. All right, just a second. I just drilled in around there over and over and over until I broke through. Little tiny pieces of calcium were coming out of there, and then I ran some water through it, and I'll show you what it looks like now. Look at that. No obstruction, so we should be back in black. Hope this helped out. Got any comments or questions, leave those down below. Got any serious comments or questions, you might send those to Breville. But this is normal. I've had this unit for 5 years. Very happy with it. I would spend the money again in a heartbeat. We use this thing every single day, at least once a day. And like I said, it's been a fantastic unit. The only thing I do to clean it is I descale it with actually vinegar. I fill the tank up with vinegar and run it through all the different areas. Let it soak in there, usually for a few minutes between cycles. But I'll do that a whole bunch. I'll run like half a gallon to probably half a gallon maybe of vinegar through it all, and then flush it out really good with a bunch of cycles of fresh water till it's totally clean water in there again. And then, you know, it's usually back in black. But this time after a descaling, it wasn't working properly, which is why I'm in here now. I'm glad I came in here because now I'm going to go get some new screws before I put it back together. Try to show you this screw. I want the screws to look like this. Not all rusty, not like this. Some of them get rusty pretty quickly. So they're not stainless screw. There's no stainless hardware in this. So that's something to consider. If you're putting it back together, you might want to go get some stainless hardware and put some stuff in there that's not going to be a pain next time. Look at that head right there. That one's about done for. So, all right. At least I can make coffee, or my wife can have coffee this morning, and she'll be happy. And so will she.